IDs, welcome once again to IDN 532. It's a real pleasure to have you with us for this particular run of the course. My name is Professor Ryan, and what I wanted to do with this particular time is give you just a brief tour of this particular course. There's two levels that we can be exploring this course in terms of its navigation. We can be at the module level, and then of course we can be drilled down within a module, and you'll see that in just a few moments where we actually are within an actual learning module that will appear to each of you each week within a folder, materials folder, and we'll just have a quick look at that. As you log on to the course, or when you enter the course, you see something like this, and we're going to start at the beginning with a welcome to the course video. That's my shining face right there, and basically it's just comments about what to expect and encouraging words or whatever about your engagement in this particular course. And then beneath that, and in every single week, you'll be viewing a video that's an introductory video for each of the modules, and this one is the module 1. It will be germane to the topic of efficacy of online learning, and so you can expect that. But as we move forward, module 2 will be talking about adult learners, and you'll see a video that introduces that and so forth. So that's what the landing page kind of looks like. Now, if you're familiar with Blackboard, you know that typically you have a left-hand navigation area over here, and this is a module level navigation type of thing. Most of our material is going to be contained right there in the learning modules, and you're going to see there's a number of them obviously in there, but we have other things over here. One of the things that we really want to tune into, and we'll look at that in just a second, is the start here. If you're logging onto the course for the first time, we want to get you into the start here just to get you familiar with that. And guess what? This video, when it's completed, is going to be right there in the start here. So that's important. Syllabus is here also, but that's also contained in the start here. If you want to read my biography or whatnot, you can see that. What we'll do is we'll start with the start here. We're going to come back to this course project deliverables. This is really important in just a minute too before we move into looking at the individual modules. So why don't we just jump into start here, and you'll see within this particular folder, you'll see the syllabus. You'll see some skill and technology requirements that are needed for the course and things like that. And once again, the video that you're viewing right now is probably right above the syllabus right here. So that's what you can expect for that. Now let me look over here at the course deliverables now here on the in this particular area. Now, as you know from the syllabus, and this is quite important, there are a number of deliverables that are going to be expected for your final project. And any of the deliverables that are associated with the final project can be seen right here in a course project deliverables link right here that brings you to this folder. The reason why that's important is some of these assignments or pieces are due during the week that particular topic is being discussed. Other times it's due at the end as part of your final project. So it's important that you know when those things are due. And so if you look at this is what the folder looks like, and these dates are not going to be germane to our particular course necessarily, but they will have the dates, and you will know which ones are due during that particular week and which ones are due at the end. And so if you look at this, we have the project plan. That's the first deliverable for the final project. That is actually due near the time it's assigned. Okay? Now, if we move down to the blueprint down here, the blueprint assignment, this is not due until the end with your final deliverables, with the final project that's been built in Blackboard. Okay? And you can see that also these things are due at the very end. The formative assessment, the summative assessment are due during those particular weeks or those particular modules. Okay, so that's very important that you know that. Another reason why this link is very important and convenient is through feedback in the past. I've known that when these assignments appear in the individual modules, sometimes students have difficulty finding the assignment link and have to go backtracking and trying to find it within each of the modules, and sometimes that's frustrating. So if you're ever in doubt where that assignment link is, you just come to this particular area right here and you can find that assignment and you can get working on it or whatever. And that's typically a challenge if it's an assignment that you don't want to get started on right away, right? Or you can't get started on right away, but you know that it's due at the end and it's due at that particular time. Okay, now what we do is we're going to look into what a typical module looks like, and I'm not going to. There's a start here, by the way. So if you haven't gotten there, and you probably have if you look at this video, you just go right into the start here and so forth. What we're going to do is we're going to skip module 1, 2, and 3, and this is kind of a preview of what the topics are. You know this from the syllabus. But I want to go into module 4, which is it's kind of an important module. It's the kickoff module to the project. And so that's what we want to have a look at here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to briefly talk about these things, not in depth, because I'm going to do it later. These are all very important for your final course, and we're going to talk in specific about each one of them, but not here at this time. Module overview, it's basically an overview. It tells you what's going to be happening in the module, but it does have some very, very important ingredients to it. Tune in later. All right, to the overview. Learning objectives, very important. Obviously, this has given us direction. You're going to talk about this in Module 5. We can't really reach goals. We can't reach where we need to go unless we have an objective or a goal or a destination in mind. So that's why we use learning objectives, and they're very important. This is great too. Here, the complete the following. I've found with my experience that in my own experience as a student as well, nothing's more difficult than not knowing when you think you've completed work in a particular module with not being sure of whether you've completed everything. And that always gave me some sense of anxiety. And I know that I share that same type of anxiety with other students. So complete the following is really everything you need to do in the module, and it's a checklist. So if you're ever in doubt whether you've done all that you've needed to do yourself a favor and just go back and have a look at the complete the following, and just check it out. Make sure you have everything there. If there's something amiss and something's not included or something is included, or is there it shouldn't be, that's a situation when you want to go to the Q&A forum, throw it up there so your classmates can provide feedback and their reaction to that particular question or concern. Or if it's something that's I need to answer, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to give you that answer too. So there's a good point there for the Q&A forum as well. Readings here, we're going to have a number of articles and links that are going to be connected to that. And a few other things here. Looking ahead kind of goes and gives you a preview of what's going to happen for the next week, so you can prepare. There may be a resources folder in one of those. In any of these modules. Module 4 happens to have one, but then not all of them have it. Discussion, this is a link to the discussion forum, to where we're going to do our discussion. You'll click here and go right to that. All right. The two that are important, though, are right here, and I just want to give you just a quick look at this. In here, I have PowerPoint type lectures that are just giving a brief kind of introduction or explanation and so forth to the particular topic of interest that we're exploring in that particular week. So in here, you're going to see a PDF that's going to have the lecture material for that particular week. Down here, this is important. This is a what we call a concept check. This is going to ask you a question or two or three that has to deal with the lecture, and what it is, it's a formative assessment. It's meant to for you and for me to have some sense of how you're doing with this stuff. Are you getting it? Are you not? It's not meant to be a test. It is not a quiz. It is it's a formative assessment that has a very, very low stakes measure in the final grade. It's worth 3% for each one of these that you're going to see just about every week. It's going to be combined for a combined weight of your final grade of 3%. So it's not a huge deal, but we do want to be able to check in and see how you're doing with this particular stuff and it kind of is analogous to a lecture hall where a professor would be asking or delivering the material from the lectern in front of the lecture hall, and then they'd ask you a question about what they had just discussed, trying to get a sense of whether the students are getting it. That's what this is meant to do in an e-learning situation. Okay, so that's what that's all about there. If we go into the assignments folder, and here's goes back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago about the course deliverables. Here we see 2 deliverables for the final project that are listed in here, and you have your full description with your goal, directions, etc., which is the setup that I most often have, and I want to say I have all the time, and I'm pretty sure I do, but I don't want to get myself in that path. So goals and directions along with each of these assignments is incredibly important, and we see the dates and so forth with what you need to do in each of those things. And so that's something that you can expect in just about every module. So that is a brief tour of what's going to be happening when you enter the course and so forth. If you have any questions about this, or you're having difficulty finding things or whatever, that's a perfect concern, a question to throw up to the Q&A forum, and that question will be answered as soon as we possibly can. So again, welcome to the course, and enjoy Blackboard, enjoy everything about it, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.